Hello and welcome all of my star pupils, and I just want to say welcome to my kitchen. And this is Halloween, and I'm so excited. Happy Halloween to all my star pupils. I hope you guys are doing some fun things today. I'm a little bit late starting filming because I had some things to do today. But this is the part 2, the last session of our Halloween series. If you guys have not seen any of the videos that I posted, the history of witches, the history of vampires, the history of werewolves, or the history of Halloween, definitely get on to my channel, subscribe, like the videos, watch them if you'd like. I'm going to be trying to post this one before the night's over with, so you guys can kind of have some ideas if you want, or things of that nature. So we are doing all the Nightmare Before Christmas inspired food, inspired cocktail shots. We're doing a barbecue pizza, that type of thing. So I'm going to start with the drinks because the drinks are easiest. I'm also going to briefly film, we are making basically 3 different types of cocktails. We're going to be making a Jack Skellington Parfait, which I'm going to show you guys how to do that. And then we are making a Lock, Shock, and Barrel Bourbon Barbecue Pizza. So I'm hoping that I have my meat going so I can show you guys a little bit about what that's all about. And then I'm going to assemble the pizzas. But first we're going to start with the cocktail. So I created 3 different cocktails for this video, all inspired by The Nightmare Before Christmas. So the first one that we're going to start with, I like to call this the Ragdoll Cocktail or the Sally Cocktail. This is basically a drink that I've had on a couple different occasions that I really, really like. Now, if you know in the movie, Sally at one point does make Jack Skellington a little care basket, and she makes him a deadly nightshade drink. She makes him those type of things. This drink is called a sweet poison, but I'm going to make it a little bit differently. I'm also going to actually garnish it with something. So we'll start with this type of a drink. I think it's cute because it is blue. It does kind of remind me of Sally's coloring a little bit, and she does have the patchwork things too. So I'm going to show you a little cute garnish for this too. So what we're going to start with for this cocktail is we're going to start with blue Curacao. Now, blue Curacao, you can basically buy it at any type of liquor store. These cocktails, some of them are mostly for adults. So guys, drink responsibly, 21 and over. You know the spiel. Don't drink if you're underage. And also to just drink responsibly. So blue Curacao, you can get this anywhere. And this gives a great blue color to this cocktail. So I'm going to use that. I'm also going to use some pineapple juice, you guys. I love pineapple juice in this cocktail. It tastes really, really good. We're also going to use some coconut rum. Now, you can get this coconut rum, again, at any type of liquor store, so make sure to buy that as well. And then you're also going to want some regular aged light or white rum. Don't get spiced or dark because it'll taste a little bit weird in this cocktail, so you don't need that. So I'm not going to use the drinking kit today. This is Halloween, you guys. Eyeball it. You don't need the jiggers and all that. Some of you guys are like, listen, I just pour. Okay, star pupils, let's just start pouring away then. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use kind of my eye a little bit, and I'm just going to take, first I'm going to use the white rum for this cocktail, for the Sally cocktail. So I'm going to use a little. I'm not going to go crazy, just like maybe a splash. Unless my star pupils want to get a little crazier, you can definitely do that. Hey, it's Halloween. What do you know? So that started, we'll start with that. I'm going to use the coconut rum last, and I'll explain a little bit why. If you use it kind of early, it makes the cocktail separate or get a little weird tasting. So make sure to use your coconut rum last. I'm going to start with the pineapple juice. So I'm just going to open this up, you guys. I don't have my famous cameraman, aka my boyfriend, helping me to film. So I'm doing this old school style, you guys, and just making this stuff and showing you. So for the pineapple juice, you're going to want to add a little bit more than probably half. So if you have a rock glass, this is pretty much good for that. Rock glasses are great. You guys definitely get yourself some if you don't already have any. So what else we're going to use for this is we are going to use the blue Curacao. Now, here's the disclaimer for the blue Curacao. Only use it sparingly. It's supposed to kind of accent the drink a little bit. Also, be careful when you're pouring, you guys. This stuff does stain. So I got a little paper towel just in case of that. And what's great is you can see it's kind of already giving like kind of a greenish, like blue color. This is a great Sally cocktail. It's just the cutest thing, and it kind of just reminds me of her coloring a little bit. She's got that bluish type of skin, all of that. So I am going to add some of the coconut rum at the end. This is just like the coolest thing, you guys. So what I'm going to do is a couple different things. I'm going to stir this cocktail. You can stir it, you can shake it, it doesn't matter, but definitely make sure to stir it, because you will not get this kind of cool sort of effect, but also too, you don't want your cocktail separating. That's the other thing. So sometimes you can use ice in this, you can use a whole bunch of things, but this kind of different look you get is kind of like a separating look, but it looks really, really cool at the same time, because I'm just stirring it, not shaking it. Okay. So I'm kind of gonna leave it kind of like this, but I'm not completely done yet, you guys. So let me set this in the sink. So you get this kind of weird, like kind of swirling effect in the drink. That's completely normal. Don't worry about that. It's because of the coconut rum, and it basically makes it look kind of like it's swirling or like in a weird type of way, but that's normal. So don't worry that it's not like doing what you need it to do. It's completely fine. So I'm going to take a can of pineapple rings. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a touch of the juice to kind of fill this out a little bit more. And then I'm going to garnish it. I'm just going to take a pineapple ring, you guys. I'll show you. It's right here. I'm going to drop that just in the drink so that it can literally just float in the Sally drink. So what you basically have here is a sweet poison drink. It's very good. I'm just going to taste it. Oh, let me tell you something, you guys. You taste this drink and you're going to probably forget about going trick-or-treating with your kids. So just make sure that you are doing this very sparingly. This is a very sweet drink. It's not anything dry, but this is our Sally drink. So if you did want to add an accent with this, the pineapple ring is good itself, no problem. But what you can do is take a small Oreo, not sponsored by this video, Oreo Thin Bites white fudge dipped little round. And you guys, you can do with this with the kids too. I just think these are the cutest thing. Why, you ask? Well, because it looks like a little round Jack Skellington head. So we're gonna make a little Jack Skellington face using some just regular decorating black gel. So I'm gonna take this gel and just show you guys. And like I forgot a scissors, so hold on one second. Let me grab one. Got my scissors over here. So I'm going to cut the tip off of this, but make sure you guys not to cut completely down. I've done rookie mistakes like that, and literally the gel will go all over the place. So you're gonna take your little Oreo dipped little cookie, and what you're gonna do is you're just gonna kind of test it on a piece of paper towel, because again, you don't want this coming out completely. You wanna be able to draw with it. So you're just gonna kind of take it, and you're just gonna do a little face on here. I cannot wait to show you guys this, because let me just explain something. I am not the most artistic person, like I've already told you guys. But this is like the cutest thing I think you can do to decorate and to accent with this cocktail. Just dab that off. So you're gonna try to do 2 little slits for his nose. You guys, listen to me. This does not need to be perfect. Trust me when I'm telling you. Like, I am not, like I said, the most technical decorating person, but I try to make it as best as I can. And it's a very small, like, even if you want to take a toothpick, you guys, let me just explain. Toothpicks, when you're cooking, are your best friend, especially if you're decorating. So get yourself a toothpick, and you're going to be like, oh, it looks so bad. Don't worry about it. Like, it's easy to fix. You can easily decorate with little Jack Skellington faces. You can do anything. You can make little zeros if you want. So I'm going to take a toothpick, you guys, because again, this is icing, decorating icing gel. I'm going to take a toothpick and I'm going to clean the edge of this because nothing is worse than having icing that like is all over the place. So I'm going to clean the toothpick at the edge, and if I have to remake his face, I can remake it. But look at that. Look at that, you guys. It's a little Jack Skellington. It is so cute, and it's a great accent to have pretty much with any of these cocktails if you want to do that. If you're not into it and you just want the Sally drink, I'm all for that too, you guys, but you know me with my Leo ways being a little extra. So definitely you can easily make a bunch of those and just set it near the cocktail. They can have a little treat with this cocktail. Excuse me. The drink is getting to me, you guys. It's all good. So again, that's our Sally cocktail. Just to run down: blue curacao, white rum, pineapple juice, and the coconut rum. And it gives you this great looking cocktail at the same time. And then we can garnish it with the little Jack Skellington because I think that's so cute. So on to our next drink here, you guys. Now, I love me a gambling man, and not really to gamble all my money, but I do definitely love Oogie Boogie in this movie. He's one of my favorite characters. He is a gambling boogeyman, and he is in The Nightmare Before Christmas. He's awesome. Whoever sings his character, does his character, is just awesome. He is basically shaped in a green burlap costume with a bunch of bugs that live inside of him. And he's always gambling. He's always causing a ruckus. He tries to kill Santa Claus. I mean, it's just very, very cute, but very dark at the same time. So for Oogie Boogie, what I'm going to do is I got a bigger glass than a rock glass because he's kind of a bigger man. So we're going to make an Oogie Boogie inspired gambling man cocktail. Now, the reason why I'm saying that this is gambling is because of a couple things. First of all, you can do this drink a couple different ways. You can use Midori, which is a type of melon liqueur. You can use pucker, green apple, Schnapps if you'd like to. We're not going to do that. I actually could not find a lot of those things at the liquor store, but you can definitely go and get this cocktail, make whatever. If you want your guests to guess what it is, you know, you want to take a gamble and mix them both, you can. For this, I'm making this basically strictly peach schnapps inspired, not anything having to do with Midori or the pucker stuff. But you can do anything, green apple liqueur, anything that's green, you guys, like anything that's green. So what we're going to do is a couple different things. I am going to save the rum for later. I'm going to start with basics. You got some vodka. Vodka is a very basic liquor, you guys. You can find this anywhere. You can use it at any time. I am going to do a splash of the vodka. We're not measuring, okay? Eyeball it, splash it, it's fine. Use a splash of the vodka. What you're going to also use is I made my own peach schnapps. You guys, if you are interested, comment down below, hit the like button. I can tell you how I actually made my own. My boyfriend and me were kind of trying to get some ideas, you know, trying to make different liqueurs. He's a very big beer maker. So again, if you guys are interested, I can, you know, link it down below, you know, anything like that. But I made my own peach schnapps. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna open this up. Let me take a little smell. Make sure it's good for you guys. Oh, love me some peach schnapps. So we're just gonna kind of touch a little bit in there. Not a lot of this, you guys. Peach schnapps, if you make your own, is stronger 9 times out of 10 than the kind that you buy. So again, this is my own little blend here. We're gonna, you know, kind of be witches in the kitchen today and kind of be making our own stuff. So definitely only use this sparingly, little bit, you know, don't use a ton of it. So then I'm gonna use some Sprite, Club Soda, 7-Up, not sponsored by this video, but you can use anything that has a lemon lime accent to it. You can put ice in this if you want. You do not have to. But you're going to want to fill this, you know, a pretty good way. I'd say I'm only going to do this half because, again, you know, I know some of my star pupils. Yeah, I'm looking at you, all of my Aries people, Sagittarius people, all my, you know, partiers of the zodiac. I'm looking at you because you probably will want to fill this drink up. But we're not going to do that today because we want to make sure the kiddies have a good Halloween. So, okay, you guys, I'm going to break down and tell you this because you're all going to be like, don't you do it. Okay, here's the thing. You got to make this green. So unfortunately, the only way that I could figure out how to do that was with green food dye, okay? Disclaimer, you do not have to use the green food dye, okay? You guys, listen, if you do not have enough money, if you are struggling in this situation, you do not have the time to go and get Midori or green apple liqueur, listen, who's going to know the difference, right? Like, you put a little bit of food dye in it. I mean, obviously, if you are allergic, don't be using the food dye. Who's going to know? Who's going to know? Anybody? Probably not. So here's what we're doing. We're just going to use a little bit of this. You know, if you unsubscribe now, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but like, you can use a few. I'm just going to use like maybe 2 drops a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a toothpick. This is kind of cool, you guys, and I'm going to swirl this into my drink. And man, is it fabulously green, because that's what I like. Green's one of my favorite colors, you guys, green and gold. Kind of like gambling with the green and gold. You saw that reference. So this is a very green drink, you guys, but the peach schnapps in this or any of those type of Midori or schnapps are really going to make it, okay? So here's the story. I went to the grocery store and I could not find any little gummy bugs. I don't know, those must be like the rage this year or something. So what I did was I kind of went a little bit back to my childhood, you guys, and I got me some gummy worms. These are awesome to have for decorations if you try to make cakes, anything like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to kind of just dangle them across the drink. You don't have to set these in the drink if you don't want to, only because they kind of will dissolve a little bit on you. So I would say don't do that if you're not interested in doing that, but you have, oh wait, let me remove the worms here first of all, so I can take a sip of this stuff. Let me see. Ooh. Ooh, you guys. Oh, there is something magical going on here with this Oogie Boogie drink. You guys can also use regular peach schnapps. Don't feel the need to make your own. Ooh. It is strong though, you guys. I'm not gonna lie. This ain't no sweet poison. This ain't no Sally drink. This is Oogie Boogie drink, okay? So you can just put those over as such and you have yourself kind of a little, you know, Oogie Boogie cocktail. And there you go. I'm going to show pictures of these on my Instagram. I'm going to go back for the Sally drink though, you guys. Love me some coconut rum. Oh, it is just so, listen, I love the Oogie Boogie cocktail, but Sally's where it's at for this show. Now, here's the thing. I love the next character of this movie. You all know who he is. He's the little dog with the bright red nose, and that would be Zero. So Zero is one of my favorites in this movie. He is Jack Skellington's little dog, who's a little ghost dog who follows him around in the movie and even lights his way when he is trying to steal Halloween. So I call this a zero proof cocktail. The reason why it's zero proof is because you can do it two ways, you guys. This is a great drink for the kids, you guys. This is a great drink for them. So if you want to do this the kid way, I'm going to explain a little bit. So you can do one of two things. You can get yourself a small tub of ice cream. Don't go crazy with the bigger tubs because you're just going to end up melting this down. So don't worry about that. Get yourself a big tub like this if you want to. And what you can do is make a regular white chocolate milkshake. So here's how I usually do that. What I like to do is I like to melt some white chocolate chips. Do it kind of sparingly a little bit. Now, when you melt your white chocolate chips down, you could do this with a double broiler. You can do this in the microwave. You're going to mix a little bit of cream in this. Okay, now what this is going to do is it's going to give it a thinner consistency. You're going to put the ice cream into a blender. You're going to put this white chocolate into a blender. Make sure the white chocolate is a little cool, but not cool enough, you guys, to the point where you can't put it in the blender. Boy, my little cat ears are curling today because I got all this drinking stuff going. So what you're going to do then is you're going to put in a little bit of milk and you're going to just blend it like you would a regular vanilla milkshake. Now you can do one of two things. You can put the vanilla milkshake in here, and I would strongly suggest you get yourself some maraschino cherries, you guys. You can drizzle the juice on top of this for the kids. You can put a little maraschino cherry in there, and then you can do 2 little black eyes with our black icing, or you can use chocolate chips and just put the chocolate chips in there. Get yourself a little maraschino cherry on top of there, and the kids are gonna love this. This is a great drink if you are just making it for your kids. That's why I call it the zero proof cocktail. Now, if zero's feeling a little feisty on Halloween, here's what you got yourself. I know all my star pupils like some rum chata. Now, you guys, listen, I'm going to be making a rum chata milkshake, okay? They're on the rage. You see them on Pinterest, okay? This is for like all my Cancers, my Pisces people. You guys like the beach. Well, we're bringing the beach today. I mean, you know, we're definitely bringing that. So we are going to be making the zero cocktail with rum chata. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the video and then record again, because I'm going to basically be putting a whole tub of vanilla ice cream into a blender, you guys. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take what I actually might do is just 1 nib of rum chata, and then I will come back and show you guys how to assemble this so it's really cute, really festive, and you have your zero cocktail. I love doing mocktails too, you guys, because it's just so nice to do that. So again, I'm going to stop the video for now, come back, and then we're going to definitely look at this, and I will show you how to assemble it. Okay, so I'll see you guys soon. All right, my star pupils, I am back because we are going to assemble our zero cocktail. So I'm going to grab a spoon really quick, only because I want to show you guys how to properly assemble this. Now, the other thing I did want to mention is you can, in true milkshake style, you can always put some whipped cream on this if you'd like. You do not have to, but make sure to kind of just, you know, do the whole whipped cream thing. So what I mixed up in here was the vanilla ice cream, some milk or some cream, and a whole little nib of rum chata. You can probably do a few shots of that if you'd like. So you're gonna pour this, and as you can see, you get this great white creamy consistency. I would definitely refrigerate this, you guys, if you are not going to use this, because again, you don't want stuff to curdle on you or anything. So pick up some rum chata if you want to do that. So what you can do is you can open up your jar of maraschino cherries. Now, I got the ones with the stems on it, you guys. It is just this cutest, simplest little thing, and you can kind of just dab it into the drink, okay, and just kind of get it in there. So it's going to kind of make a little bit of like a reddish type of little nose. So then what you're gonna do is you're going to clean off your hands a little bit. You're gonna take your icing gel. You don't have to do this, but I'm just going to do it. And you are going to slowly just make a little eye in the one part and a little eye in the other part. And you basically have what I'd like to call your zero cocktail. Now I'm gonna try and show this camera a little bit, you guys, to kind of get you to see. You can make this darker. You can use food coloring, anything like that, but this is a great cocktail. So I'm just gonna try it. Oh, if you thought the Sally drink was good, you guys, and you thought you weren't gonna be trick-or-treating with your kids, let me tell you something. Zero has got my girl Sally beat, because I think it is a way better cocktail than Oogie Boogie or Sally's drink. This, yes, Zero, light my way this Halloween. Let me just tell you that much. It is very good, very, very good. Now, the decorations, if you did want to cut your cherry, you can, the maraschino cherry, you can do that. Or you can just kind of make the little red dot that we kind of made on the top, and then I'm definitely going to post this. But stay tuned, guys. Stay with me here. I am going to be making a Jack Skellington Parfait, showing you guys how to make that. Then I'm going to go right into the Lock, Shock, and Barrel Bourbon Barbecue Pizza, you guys. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, I'm just going to take a quick picture of the drinks that we made and the little decorations, and I'll be right back with you. So we are back, my star pupils. So this time we just made the cocktail segment. We are going to be making a dessert for this Halloween. Very simple if you have kids. If you can't really make something, you don't have enough time, this is the dessert for you. So this is called my Jack Skellington Parfait. So what you're going to want to need is a small clear glass. These are very, very rich, you guys, so I wouldn't worry too much about them by getting a bigger one. I mean, because they're very, very rich, these type of desserts. So get yourself a small little clear glass like this, okay? Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make two different types of pudding. So I have a white chocolate pudding in this bowl, and you can see that it's white. And then I have a dark chocolate pudding in this bowl, and we're going to start layering, you guys. So I got some really cool little sprinkles that we're going to top these with. And then I also have just some crushed up Oreo crumbs, chocolate sandwich cookies you can use, chocolate biscuits, whatever you have. You're going to want to get some whipped topping. This kind, not the kind that's in the can, this kind, you guys. So we're going to start assembling. What I'm going to do is I also have 2 spoons and a butter knife, and I'm going to explain why as we get closer. And you're going to want your black food coloring gel again. If you guys are not artistic with the Jack Skellington faces, this is where your cool Halloween sprinkles come in. You can use those too. So I'm going to open up this bag, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my cup. And you guys can really use white Oreos if you want. You can use a little bit of the darker Oreos. It's completely up to you guys. I'm just going to demonstrate showing you one. I am going to bring these to a party tonight. So one of 2 things. If you guys are fancy people, my star pupils, you can use a piping bag to pipe the pudding into your cups. We're not that fancy around here. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up our first dark pudding mix. I'm going to take my spoon, and I'm just going to slowly put very little in there, probably enough to cover the bottom like this, you guys. Okay, these are not going to be super pretty. They're not supposed to be, okay, because they're a parfait. You're just going to end up digging in there and eating it anyway. So we're going to add more of the crushed Oreo crumbs. And you can tap this down, you guys. So just tap it down. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go for our white. And we're gonna take a little scoop in there, okay? And what you're gonna wanna do, you guys, is just layer this. You don't have to put a ton, but it's just good to layer. You can definitely make enough of this for a party. I'm gonna grab another spoon to use for my Oreo crumbs. And again, you guys, this is very simple. This is not a crazy dessert where you're spending hours. Some of my star pupils don't have hours. You have to take the kids trick-or-treating. You have places to go. So this is going to be the best kind of thing to do if you're looking to do a dessert quickly, because you have to go places. So I'm just gonna take this and keep layering up. I'm going to stop like a little bit more at the top. Again, you're just gonna wanna use a little bit of pudding, you guys. I have a lot of these to make. So you should start to have something that looks similar to this a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take my butter knife and kind of just spread the pudding a little bit around. And the reasoning is because I'm gonna come in here with my whipped topping, the simplest thing to use, you guys. Whipped topping, here we go. You can put this in a piping bag. If you are into that, you can put this in a Ziploc bag, clip the tip of it, and just use it, but we're star pupils here. We ain't into all that. We're gonna take a spoon, wipe it or swipe it, as I call it, across the top. And you're just gonna basically use this as such to kind of push this using the edge of your spoon around your glass. You want a flat surface for this, you guys. You're also going to take a paper towel and you are going to swipe the sides of it to make sure that the sides are clean, so you get an even flat top on this. Now, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna take your butter knife and just kind of spread it a little bit. This you kind of do want a little bit perfect, you guys, and I'm gonna show you why in a minute here. Whipped topping is the absolute best for this. Do not get whipped cream. It won't work the same way. So now we have our parfait. We have it assembled. What we're gonna do is we are going to, look at that layering, you guys, okay? Listen, you don't need to be fancy, okay, to have something good. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our icing gel, okay? We're gonna work it a little bit. Now this is where I said, you guys, toothpicks are your best friend. Don't be scared of the toothpick situation. If you want Jack Skellington faces, we're gonna do the same process like what we did for the Oreos. Now you can do ghost faces, you guys. You can do whatever you'd like. I'm just gonna do a little bit of Jack Skellington here. Give him his little nose. And then we're gonna do the face. You can do the sad Jack Skellington face. You can make him look a little bit devious. Whatever you'd like. And you guys, here's the thing. I'm going to show you this because you're going to be like, what? How can you even like make this to be so pretty? Toothpicks, you guys, toothpicks. So take the toothpick and just kind of go in there and use the icing to kind of make his face and drag the icing down, you guys. Just drag it down to kind of make his eyes a little bit more into shape, his little nose. And you have, I'm going to switch the, okay, hello you guys. So this is the kind of face that you should kind of have on your parfait. Again, it's not perfect, but if you use the toothpicks, you too can have a Jack Skellington face. Okay, so we have one of our Jack Skellingtons already created. We are going to make another one. If you guys do not want to do the whole Jack Skellington thing, you can also do the same process that we did, but just put some non-perennials or little things on the top. These are sprinkles, very easy to find at any type of craft store. And you guys have basically a wonderful dessert parfait. Now, I will say this. You will need to have these set. I would probably say for about an hour. You can do this in the fridge. So just make sure to set them in there in the fridge for about an hour and they should be good to go. You shouldn't really need to kind of pack them or anything. You can just cover them. do whatever you'd like. I only made about 6 or 8 of these, but easily this can spread to 12, 14. Again, make bigger batches if you guys know that you're gonna have more people. So that's another thing to use too, but this is our Jack Skellington Parfait. I hope you guys really enjoy this. Now I'm gonna clean up a little bit again, and then I'm going to show you guys how to assemble our Lock, Shock, and Barrel Bourbon Barbecue Pizza that I've actually been making, so I'll show you guys a few shots of that. And I'm not going to be baking it, but I will tell you the instructions to bake this pizza in your oven. It saves you a lot of time and money, because if you guys have to go somewhere, do something, you can easily make this pizza, and it's very, very filling, and it's great. So stay tuned for that, and I will be right back. So welcome back again, my star pupils. I just had to go get a tissue because I'm chopping up some onions, fixing my cat ears here. So we just came back from making the Jack Skellington Parfait that we did. So I hope you guys get a chance to make that. What we are working on is something that I actually created myself, because you guys were looking for ideas to make for dinner for Halloween. So we are making our Lock, Shock, and Barrel Bourbon Barbecue Pizza, okay? So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna start with just a regular pizza dough. You guys can make your own pizza dough. You can also get this in the frozen section at the store. I'm just going for the, you know, pop out of the can version. It is the most easiest that you can basically buy. Take yourself some non-stick cooking spray. I just have a baking sheet lined with some parchment. You guys don't need to do this step. I just find that it's easier for my pizzas because it just basically rolls right out. And you don't need to be concerned with the oil or things looking a little weird or what have you. So you're gonna just basically unroll your dough as such. Now, what I like to do with pizzas, you guys, is once I get this crust into my baking sheet, I kind of like to extend it out a little bit, only because this is going to puff up, but I want that nice rectangular kind of shape that it gives. So if you guys want to do that, you can get some stress out here. You can also, if you're using store-bought dough, you guys, just simply unroll it. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna just throw this away really quick. So just basically unroll it, continue to knead it essentially. So you should basically get a square pizza that looks similar to this, you guys. And it's covering the aluminum foil. You can use parchment paper, anything that you basically have so that it won't stick. But I use aluminum foil instead of parchment paper because it crisps up a little bit nicer and it's non-stick. So let's talk about the base for this pizza. What I'm gonna use is just some regular barbecue sauce. And I am just going to be very, very generous with this, you guys. I'm going all around the pizza, just leaving a little bit at the edge. Now, what's nice about this barbecue sauce is this is a blend of, you know, regular barbecue sauce. I put a little bit of bourbon barrel in here, which is a type of liqueur. And I will explain that a little bit too as we get into the beef that's gonna go on here. Now you can make this with chicken. I chose to make it with beef because I feel like beef is just one of those pizza ingredients that you don't really get very often, but this is a great way to use kind of the stewed beef, if you will. So yeah, so we're going to layer this on. Now I'm also going to drizzle this as well on the top of this pizza, you guys, because it's gonna make a very great type of drizzle on there as well. So again, be liberal with this. You want it everywhere. So now, let's talk about the meat. So here's what you're gonna do. You're going to either get yourself some chicken. You can use beef, ground steak, any type of thing. Just don't use ground beef on this, you guys. It's too oily and greasy. So I am using beef tips. I like beef tips because you can simply scatter them over the pizza. Everybody gets a little bit and they're very, very tender. What you're gonna do is you're gonna get a crock pot and you're going to add these items. You are gonna use a bourbon whiskey if you have it. Now don't worry, the alcohol will cook off when you do bake this pizza, so I wouldn't be too concerned over that. You're going to use about a fourth of a cup of bourbon whiskey. You're gonna also get some bourbon barbecue sauce. You're gonna also use, I would probably say about a whole cup of that or even 2 cups of that to cut through some of the alcohol. Now, if you're not comfortable with using the alcohol, you could just go ahead and use the bourbon barbecue sauce. That's also very popular in the stores. You're also going to want to use at least a teaspoon of onion powder and a teaspoon of garlic powder. And you're also going to want to use either beef broth, or I use just a cup of water. And you're going to also use at least 5 or 6 dashes of Worcestershire sauce. However you want to basically do it. And then you're going to basically place all of that into your crock pot, stir it around a little bit, and then you're going to add your beef, your chicken, whatever you'd like. Chicken is great. It shreds easily out of a crock pot. Beef is also great because it does give it that low, slow, tender cooking that you're used to having. So either way, you guys can do it however you'd like. So this type of sauce, I have my crock pot behind me here. I'm going to stop the video just so that I can get some of the meat out of there. It has been cooking since like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock this morning. If you want to use a crock pot, you have to place it on high. This meat has to cook for 6 or 8 hours before it can go on your pizza. So what we're going to do is we're going to then layer the meat onto the pizza. And you can cut the meat, you can shred it, you can do basically whatever you'd like to do. You're going to layer this all over your pizza, you guys. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take some chopped red onions. This is kind of the, if you will, shock of our pizza, the purple coloring. You know, you got the barrel, which is the bourbon barrel. So we have our lock, shock, and barrel pizza. So you're going to use some red onions. Now, let's talk about the red onions. You're going to spread them around basically all of your beef that you put onto your pizza. Then what you're going to do is you're going to use some either mozzarella cheese. You can use white cheddar. You can use sharp cheddar. I'm going to come back in this video a little bit to show you guys what you're going to do with the cheese to kind of make it a little bit special. And then we're going to drizzle some of that bourbon barbecue sauce over this pizza so that you guys can kind of see what it'll look like before you place it into the oven. So I'll be right back, you guys. You guys, the meat in here smells really, really good. I'm not going to lie. Like, it smells like you're in some type of pizzeria or something in here. I wish you guys could smell this. But, so we're talking a little bit about the cheese. So what I got myself here is just some regular sliced mozzarella cheese. So what you're going to want to do is just open up the package like you would normally. I'm actually going to use a scissors for this, only because my hands are so sticky from working out the pizza dough. So you're going to want to use your scissors, just kind of cut this a little bit on the edge here, you guys. And you're just going to want to open this up a little bit. Boy, you guys, they do not make these cheese things easy to open anymore. I don't know what's up with that. So we're going to take a few slices. I would say you're probably going to want to use about 6 or 7 for this pizza because, again, like, you want to make sure that there is enough cheese. And I'm going to show you guys kind of what we're going to do to make this look really cute, festive. This is our lock, shock, and barrel barbecue pizza. You know, this is Halloween town here, you guys. Like, come on, like from, you know, the Nightmare Before Christmas. So we kind of want to make it good. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use a regular piece of mozzarella cheese. Set it down onto your cutting board. Now, I got these, you guys, at the craft store. These are simply pumpkin cookie cutters. They are so inventive, you guys. You can really, really use these for a bulk rate of things. So I'm going to take my bigger pumpkin cookie cutter, very simple. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply grease it. The reason why you want to grease this, you guys, is because you do not want this to basically get all over the cheese and not make it adhere to what you need it to do. So take your pumpkin cookie cutter and you're going to level it in the cheese. And you're just going to simply cut out a shape. You can use the shreds of mozzarella. We're going to still use those because we're going to put this over the pizza, you guys. So don't get rid of that. And you're going to take this and you're going to basically carve out your little pumpkin shapes. You guys, if this wasn't Nightmare Before Christmas, although it still would go with the theme, you could easily put little pieces of olives on this cheese and kind of make a Jack Skellington pizza. But for the sake of this, I'm just going to do the lock, shock, and the barrel kind because it's easier. So I got my cheese here. I'm just going to use this primarily for decorations. Now, what you're going to want to do with this cheese, you guys, it's going to sound a little bit funny. You're going to want to put this in the freezer for about a few minutes. The reasoning is that once you freeze the cheese, it will not lose its shape. So I'm going to stick these in the freezer for a few moments. I'd say about 5 or 6 minutes. Don't go beyond that because then you're going to end up with frozen cheese, but I'll be back. Basically have our cheese just freezing for a little bit. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this wonderful meat, you guys. So good. I can smell it. I'm like, I just want to eat this pizza now, but we can't because it's not even cooked. So I'm going to move some of my stuff over. And again, keep the pieces of shredded mozzarella cheese that you guys had before. So you're going to take your beef. And again, you guys, you can be very generous with this. Don't even worry. You can just spread it around wherever you want it. Because the thing is this is also going to cook as we kind of make this pizza. Now, the other thing I'm going to tell you about this is if you guys do make this in a crock pot, make sure that you are using a slotted spoon to take it out. The reasoning is because you don't want a ton of liquid all around on your pizza. That's just not going to be good for anybody, you guys. It's going to honestly make your pizza a little bit too lumpy, and you don't want that, you know, with the dough. So I'm just spreading my little pieces of beef all over this pizza. And you can literally smell the, you know, the slow roasting process here we got going on. So I'm just making sure to spread it around evenly, you guys, the beef. Okay. So now you're going to take your onions. These onions are going to caramelize in the oven, you guys. It's going to taste phenomenal, I'm telling you. So just put those all around the pizza. Onions go great with this. You guys, if you wanted to, can use some mushrooms for this lock, shock, and barrel pizza if you wanted to. I'm just making this a basic barbecue pizza because I know my star pupils will do whatever they want to do with it. So that's okay. So I'm just going to put some of those onions around. Now, let's talk about this shredded mozzarella cheese that you didn't place everywhere. You can just, that you didn't throw out, I should say. You can just place this anywhere. It doesn't matter. We're just, because it's going to bake on there. And you kind of want your pieces to just go all over the place. Because you want this kind of to be covered with cheese. Just to make sure that everything melts properly on there. And then I'm going to go back to the freezer and get our little pumpkins there. So let me go and do that now to do this process. You can just simply leave them unfrozen. I just like to do that so that they're kind of just not going all over the place. But again, this is a lock, shock, and barrel pizza here. So basically what you have here is you just have your pizza. We're just going to toss that back there. Now what you're going to do is a couple different things. We are going to take some of this wonderful bourbon barbecue sauce. You're going to take some of that and just drizzle. When I say drizzle, I mean just like drizzle it over your pizza as such. And also, you guys, you can use the liquid from the crock pot pizza if you'd like. From the crock pot beef, and you can just keep that for if you wanted to make a stew out of it, you can do that. Okay, so now parsley, let's talk about it. I'm going to grab a little bit of fresh parsley because here's the thing, you guys, pizzas don't look good unless you got some parsley happening on it. So we're going to add some parsley because you got to lock it down, right? Lock, shock, barrel, and the barbecue. You got to basically make sure it looks good. So your pizza is going to go into a 400-degree oven for 18 to 22 minutes. And what's going to happen is this is going to caramelize, it's going to melt, those onions are going to cook, it's going to give you that tangy type of flavor, but with a little bit of the Nightmare Before Christmas feel with the lock, shock, and the bourbon barbecue barrel pizza that we made here, you guys. This is very inexpensive to make, you guys. I mean, you know, pizza places charge a ton of money, and the thing is that this is going to be easy to make. It's going to be delicious. You can use this with chicken, beef, whatever you feel you need to use it with. But that is pretty much it, you guys. That will bake for 18 to 20 minutes. I will be linking down below in the description box all of the recipes for the things that we made today. Again, we made the Sally, Oogie Boogie, and the Zero Proof cocktails, or the Zero cocktail. We also made a Jack Skellington Parfait that you guys can easily make for the kids. If you don't want to bake a dessert, you can do that. And we also made our lock, shock, and bourbon barrel barbecue pizza as well, you guys. I just wanted to say thank you all my star pupils for joining me for all of these different series. I'm going to put my DIY moon water out tonight. It's going to be a full moon. I hope you all have a happy, safe Halloween. I love all you guys, and always, you know, keep it light, keep it bright, keep it starry, but definitely like or subscribe to these videos. I'm going to start to do some of the Zodiac series for my Scorpio birthday people, so be on the lookout for that. I do also have an Instagram, so go over there and check me out, or check out, you know, some of the pictures that I have or that I post. I'm going to also be doing daily card readings, but I hope that you guys will use some of these recipes. You know, keep them with you if you do want to just use them on the regular. And I hope that you all have a happy and safe Halloween, and I'll see you soon. Bye.